The AFC West, the super division in the NFL. The division where all 4 teams will make the playoffs for the first time in NFL history. Wait a minute, that's not right. It's not the West, it's the East. They're the ones that have surprised everyone and who wins this division, and can all 4 teams make the playoffs? We take a look at each team's season so far and how likely their remaining games will affect their playoff potential. So let's get to it. The New York Jets have been somewhat of a surprise team this season. After a very successful draft saw them pick up star players in Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson and Breece Hall with their first 4 picks, the team were expected to be very competitive, but not for 2 to 3 years. Unfortunately, after 2 defeats to the Patriots in the last couple of weeks, it's really hindered their progress and highlighted their most glaring issue, their QB1. After another terrible performance by second-year quarterback Zach Wilson, the Jets slumped to a 10-3 defeat to the Patriots. It's since been announced that the team will start. Looking at the Jets' remaining schedule, we have them finishing with a 9-8 record, which will see them finish last in the division. Stick around as we reveal later in the video if this will be enough to make the playoffs. The New England Patriots have had a somewhat up and down couple of years since the departure of star quarterback Tom Brady. This season has been a struggle for Mac after the departure of Josh McDaniels and an ankle injury which saw rookie quarterback Bailey Zappi step in and win both his starts. Mac hasn't looked confident since returning, but performed much better in a close defeat to the Vikings on Thanksgiving. The Patriots currently sit bottom of the division with a 6-5 record. However, having beaten the Jets twice, they would have the advantage should the team's records be tied at the end of the season. Looking ahead, we predict the Patriots finishing with a 10-7 record, which would be good enough for 3rd in the division and a wildcard spot in the playoffs. We just want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for everybody that subscribed after last week's video, and if you haven't already and you are enjoying our content, then please hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out. A lot of questions were being asked before the season about whether the Dolphins could make that next step and make the playoffs for the first time since 2016. The team brought in first-year head coach Mike McDaniel from the 49ers and star wide receiver Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs, hoping that they would boost the offense and aid the development of polarizing quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Well, this is 7-3. However, a slight concern has to be the defense that performed poorly against the Lions and Bears, but did show some improvement the last time out against the Browns. With an interesting remaining schedule, we see the team finishing with an 11-6 record, which would be good enough for 2nd place in the division and a postseason spot. Before the season started, despite having never lifted the Lombardi Trophy, fans and critics agreed that the Buffalo Bills were firm Super Bowl favourites. The team is loaded with talent in all 3 phases, and the acquisition of edge rusher Von Miller was supposed to be the final piece needed to propel the team to world champion status. Led by MVP after recently struggling to protect the ball, Josh Allen was able to lead the Bills to a 4th quarter come-from-behind victory versus the Lions on Thanksgiving. If Allen is able to get back to his early season form, we can easily see the Bills winning out their remaining games on their way to a 14-3 finish and their 3rd successive division title. Here's how we see the AFC playoff picture looking after Week 18 in the NFL. We predict the Bills finishing with the 2nd overall seed, the Dolphins and Patriots taking wildcard spots, and the Chargers pipping the Jets for their last playoff position. Let's take a look at the score prediction leaderboard. After a poor start on Thursday night for Mark, he had a fantastic weekend, which gave him an overall 12-2 record and lifted him to 2nd in the standings. Here are our predictions for Week 12 in the NFL. Perfect starts for Tom, Andy and the fans on Thanksgiving. Let's see how the rest of the weekend plays out. There'll be no live play-by-play stream this weekend as I'll be in Manchester seeing Shinedown. But we will be back next weekend for a live stream of the Miami Dolphins versus San Francisco 49ers. Please remember to subscribe, and if you want to know the top 5 candidates for MVP this season, check out this video next. See you next time.